Hi everyone, it is Monday, so it is time for the new planner page. Well, it's actually not Monday, it's Thursday, but I'm recording the new planner page. I'm quite excited to be doing a tutorial for you. I've done a lot of flip throughs and reviews and things like that, so this is my first sort of proper tutorial, I think, I've done for a little while, so it's good fun. And I decided that I am going to concentrate today on the hydrangeas. I have just looked some up on my search engine to have a look and see what sort of colours they are. Having done this page before, I sort of know, we used to grow them in our garden, but I just wanted to get a little bit more of an idea. So I've got a few ideas as to how to colour. I'm going to do this one here. Where's my remote control? Trying to zoom in with my mouse is not going to work. Let's use the remote control. I thought we'd do some of this one because it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit easier for me to demo some techniques with it. Let's have a look. Okay, now I'm going to use, I should have shown you this before I zoomed in, these pastel pencils. I thought I would have a go with these. As you can see, I've been having a jolly lot of fun with them already, having sharpened them quite a bit. Just going to tip them out. Ooh. I thought the pinks and purples would be rather good fun to use on this page. I'm just trying to get them all out of the box, but some of them are stuck. I'm not being too successful today. I don't know, I seem to be having a few problems with getting going today. Now these don't have names or numbers or any identifying characteristics. I'm going to use the purple one. There's only one purple. This is the set of how many is in this set? 12. Now I was gifted this set. They're very, very nice. I haven't used them loads. I haven't really had many pencils that I don't get on with that well, to be honest. I'm just trying to find which flower I'm going to do first. This one. Just checking in camera that I'm on the right one. So this is the only purple in this set, so it's quite easy. And I'm just going to do a little bit of purple in the centre of the flower. And we're going to mix it in with some pink. There are some hydrangeas that do this. They come in different colours. Do have a look at some photos if you want some guidance yourself. I have looked, and there are white, there are pink, there are purple, and there are blue. Now I think as a child I seem to remember being told that they grow different colours depending on the pH of the soil. So acid soil has blue, I think. I may be very wrong. And alkaline soil, which is what we had in our garden growing up, we were in Gloucestershire, lots of limestone, and the soil there is alkaline and the flowers are always pink. So what I'm trying to achieve, blaring on about soil, not telling you anything about colouring, is to get a little bit darker near the centre and then just fade it out so that it will blend into the pink colour. I don't know how well these pencils blend. I'm just going to sharpen. There's two pinks, well, sort of three pinks. Oh, I've got my wrist warmers on and my pencil's getting lost inside it. It's quite cold today. They're very pretty. My aunt knitted them for me for Christmas, sent them over from America. Useful today, it's quite cold. So what I'm doing with the pink, there's several pinks. Let me just show you the pinks shades. So this one here, that one, it's a bit orangey. And that one's quite dark. I thought I'd go for the lighter one. There was no science about it. It was just, I'll go for the lighter one. You know, I think it might be easier to blend. So what I'm going to do is start off a little bit darker, more layers down here on the tip, and then do less pressure as I bring it towards the purple, and less layers, because I want to add more layers of purple. I want to layer them up over the top of each other. That still looks a little bit pinky. I realise we're really near the bottom of the, I can't push the book up anymore. Oh, I can. Just a tad. That's better. It's the end's tipped up a bit now, but it's fine. It's just having to manoeuvre around my tripod. I'm just getting used to it all again. I'm feeling a bit weird today. I can't even put any more sort of on it than that. Weird. My son's quite poorly. One of them was poorly in the Christmas holidays. Had a temperature for 3 days. He was up and about, but he was just really low energy, playing on his computer, of course. And I think he said that he just thought it was the flu. I mean, we did COVID testing. It wasn't COVID. We've had COVID before, so we know what it's like. It did seem more flu-y. We noticed a difference between them. I know some people don't even get symptoms and things, but anyway, he had that, and then now his brother is feeling a bit rotten. I mean, nearly didn't go into college today. I'm now going to pick up my purple again, and I'm just going to go back over the top of all the purple areas. So he wasn't sure whether to go in. He felt a bit nauseous this morning, which is how I was feeling earlier. And but it was very, very sweet. He got up. He stayed in bed a bit longer. He was reading in bed, and I said, "You all right?" And I said, "Well, you know, you're old enough to make up your own mind. If you go into college, be aware you've got 2 classes. You've got a test today. Have a think, you know, sort of thing." So I left him to it, and he got up eventually, and we heard him come down. Me and his brother were in the kitchen doing breakfast, lunch boxes, that sort of thing, and his brother went upstairs and asked him what he wanted for breakfast, and he said he wanted some water and some dry toast to see if it would settle his tum. And his brother came down and made it for him, which I thought was really sweet. They get on really well. It's really nice. You know, you don't always expect 16-year-olds to be nice, but I think I'm lucky. Okay, now the centre, I'm just having a look. The one picture that I'm looking for guidance, the centres are white, but others of them, they're the same colour as the main flower. Now I'm thinking I quite like to do it purple, and maybe I'll add a little bit of blue in. So I'm doing I want more colour on the outside and less in the middle. And I think if I put a bit of blue in there, there are 2 blues. I'm going to use the darker blue, just sharpen it. You can see I've been using them for background, so I kept them a bit blunter. So I haven't sharpened them, so sharpen it. Just go around the edge a little bit with this one, just to emphasise that circle. And it's darkened it up a bit. I might put a little bit here as well. Now, all of the flowers on the hydrangea bush I'm going to colour in this way with these pencils. I'm quite pleased with how they've come out. But behind each flower there is space in between the petals. Excuse me, sorry, I suddenly had to blow my nose. And it needs to be a little bit darker, I think, because it's sort of in the depth of the plant. Can you see this sort of area here? I'm talking about these little bits in here, which I've gone over. This bit here, that sort of thing. So what I'm looking for there is a darker colour. I don't have one within the colours that I've got the set here. So I do have another pastel set. Nope, that's not it. Here, this set here, which are Marco set. I'm going to see if I've got a darker purple in this set. I've got this colour, which is a sort of purpley blue. I'm going to use that in the background. So this is a different set of pencils. These are a set that I was sent by Graby to review. And they've got 24 colours in. Now, if this isn't dark enough for you, because what you really want it to look like is like this dark bit is behind, is sort of in the background. So you want it to be quite intensely dark, and obviously with a pastel pencil, you're not going to get that too much. So if it isn't dark enough for you, you might want to add I want to say conventional, it's probably not the right word. You know, a pencil from a different set's a little bit dark. But this is fairly dark, like that. So I'm not going to make up my mind until I finish the whole thing as to whether that's dark enough for me or not. Until you've done a bit more of it, it's quite difficult to see. whether that works. So what I might do actually is go away now and actually finish that. I'm not going to do it with you because every bit is going to be the same. So every flower, here, 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 etc. And I don't know, maybe on the other hydrangea I might do them the same as well, but I might not. Have a think. So I'm going to do them all. So I think I'll go away and do them and then come back. Now something I have noticed though, see these are all florals, but when we get near the edge we have these and they look like petals. But the hydrangea doesn't have little petals. It has great big leaves. They look like leaves. But the hydrangea has great big leaves, not little leaves. So I'm going to colour these as petals in the same way I would the rest of this. Just because I think that looks more like the plant that I'm trying to colour. It is up to you. If you want to do them as little leaves, because they do look like leaves, you can do that. You don't have to stick to convention. So anyway, I'm going to go away and finish this, and then I'll come back on, show you what I've done, talk you through anything that I may have changed my mind or done anything a little bit differently. I don't think so, but just in case, and show you. And then maybe let's see, how are we doing for time? Oh, we're really early. Maybe we'll do the leaves or some other flowers as well. I'll have a think about what else I'm going to show you. But as I say, I'll go away and do this and then come back. So you might want to do the same thing, or you might want to have a look at what I've done first before you decide if you want to do it my way. So I shall be back soon. Hi everyone, it took me quite a long time, but I have finished colouring both of these hydrangeas in the colours that I showed you earlier. I have missed off a couple of bits and I will zoom in and I will show you. If you went off and coloured it yourself, you may have wondered what to do with these little bits. I'll just show you what I am talking about. I am talking about these little bits here where the petals curl over. Now I wasn't sure what to do when petals or leaves curl. You see the underside's often dull, it's not as bright as the top, so I was thinking about what to do. So I'm thinking that I will probably do them in the blue that we used to sort of outline the centre, and I may then go over it with a pink or a purple, but it depends how it looks. So I'm just going to have a little go and an experiment really. I thought I would do it on camera rather than just messing around on my own, so you can see it. You may have already opted for something yourself, and that's absolutely fine. You know, it's you don't have to do exactly the same. Let's have a look. I think I'm quite happy with that blue. I'm just going to make more blue. I'll zoom out a tiny bit so we can see it all. Well, so you can see it all, I can see it all, and just colour those over. And I did say also I would have a go at the leaves, which I will in a moment. I'm just going to get all of these done, or else I'm going to forget to finish it off. And it also allows you to see. So that's all of that one done. And then this one you can see a bit more closely. I did it in exactly the same way as the first one. I did miss off these little blobs. These are the drips coming from the butterfly. Now you may or may not have Inky in the ivy and the Inky Butterfly. You may not know the story. I don't know if I don't really want to spoil it for you, but basically the Inky Butterfly is a bit of a giveaway. This is ink, but you don't have to colour it ink. I have seen it coloured. Oh, why am I shouldn't be colouring that now. In all sorts of colours. I'm getting carried away. I just rubbed that out. I don't want that coloured in. I've seen it coloured in all sorts of colours. What I will probably do is, I had been thinking about this while I was colouring it in, that I might do it in black pen, because black ink, but I might do it in sparkly black gel pen, just to be a bit different. So if you have coloured over these bits, don't worry about it. You can leave them coloured over, or you can so you see it goes here, 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 here. It's dribbling down here, goes across to these leaves over here as well. It's because the butterfly is flying across and dropping ink as it goes. So yeah, if you could just colour them in, or you could go over them. If you're going over them in pen, it doesn't matter. You don't have to use a gel pen. You can just use a felt pen, marker, something like that. Obviously it might bleed through the page because this is there's only the calendar on the back. You might not mind. It depends if you're going to use it as a planner or not. Okay, I've stopped blaring on and we'll have a look at these leaves. I think I'm just going to do the small one. The big one's quite big. And I want to look at my my green pencils, and I will show you what I've got in this set. This is I did show you before. This set of pastel pencils is just 12. And these are sort of, I mean, this is obviously a yellow, and you can see it's really quite neon-y. And I do find in pastel sets the greens can be quite neon-y. Now these two are bluey greens, and this one's quite neon-y, this is almost yellow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mix of colours to try and get the shade that I want. So I'm going to start with this one and this one, and then I might put some of this over the top to make it slightly more yellowy. I probably won't use that one, but we'll see how we go. So I'm picking the most bluey green, which is this. It will look blue, but I'm not going to worry because I know that I'm going to blend other colours on it. But I'm going to do it quite lightly because I don't know how many layers I can take with these. This paper and this particular brand of pencil, I haven't used it loads. I mean, obviously I've done the other planner, but it doesn't take as many layers as thicker paper and paper with more tooth. So I don't want to press too hard, flatten the paper, and then not be able to get another colour on top. But if you look, it's actually quite a pleasant colour. I probably could do with zooming in a little bit more for you. If we leave the, if you can see a few of the flowers, it just helps give it some context. Now, there is someone on Instagram, I think she's on YouTube as well, Agato Pop, and she, so I've done a few layers. I'm trying to fade it towards the tip of the leaf. She does a lot of greens in this sort of shade, and it's beautiful. So there's definitely nothing wrong with just using this shade. I'm just trying to darken it up a little bit at the bottom, so I want to see more of a contrast between the top and the bottom really. And she does a lot of greens in this shade, and it looks really pretty. So she's well worth looking at on Instagram. Now I'm going to the next shade, which is still quite bluey. But it will brighten. If you can see it getting brighter. And this I might not add any other to this. I might leave it at this shade. We'll see how it develops. Because remember, we've got lots of other leaves on this page as well to do, so we want to make it different to those. But obviously this isn't going to look very realistic. A hydrangea has actually got quite a dark leaf, not a pastel leaf. But I want to keep the pastel theme going. I think it's fun. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Because my last version of this page in my Ivy book that I've completed, I did quite dark bold colours, which was nice. I liked it, but I just wanted to do something different. I think it's fun colouring pictures in different ways. So again, I'm going to try and go a little bit darker down here, just to emphasise that this bottom of the leaf is darker. There isn't necessarily a reason why it needs to be darker, I just think it looks prettier. Now I'm going to go in with this last green and go over the top, and it will, as I said, it will warm it up because it's more already got a lot of yellow in it, see? But it is quite a neon-y colour. But actually the pink in the blossom I felt was a little bit neon-y, especially had I pressed much harder. So I think seems very odd that there's a fine line between neon and pastel in pastel sets. I've been told that the Newcastle Art pastel tint set, there's some neon-y colours in that as well. So that's quite interesting. And I know the Castle Art pastel, what they call, sorry, gel pens, there's some neon-y ones in there too. But yeah, that's okay. Just swatch first, know what you're in for, sort of thing. Let's have a look. I think it needs a little bit more at the top. Sorry, that was a very long ponder, wasn't it? I'm doing a lot of pondering today. I think I'm on my own today for the second day since being with the family for 2 weeks, and it sort of gets you thinking. You're left alone with your thoughts, and this took me a long time to colour all these florals, so I had a long time to think. I did actually watch some TV because my thoughts were getting carried away with me. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I am going to go in with my blue, oh, I can't get hold of the pencil, the most bluey green, and just do a little bit more at the bottom. To my eye, in the light that I have here, it doesn't look quite as bluey as it does through the camera lens, but obviously I can't tell what colour it's going to look at your end, because your screens will all be at different colours to mine. Mine will look different on my PC screen to my tablet screen, etc. So, you know, it's a bit tricky for me to sort of say whether, you know, if it looks too bluey or too yellowy or whatever. It can depend on your colour saturation, brightness and hue, and whatever, however your screen is set up. Let's have a look. Yeah, I quite like, I can see blue in there now, in the camera screen, not so much on the naked eye, but I quite like that. I think it blends and tones in with this. Yeah, and we can do a similar thing on this leaf as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll talk for a little bit longer. Now, I haven't thought about the rest of the page yet, but I thought it might be wise for me to come back tomorrow's video with some more from this page, because we've got quite a lot going on, different things. So I thought it'd be fun to do these big. Oh, this one maybe. Would you like that? I'd like to do it on camera. I think it'd be fun, and we'll keep with the pastels. I think it's just they're nice, aren't they? But it might not be. It'll probably be a while before I record it actually. But we'll see. I'm probably not going to do any more today, just because I've only done this one. But I've got to make a few phone calls in a bit. So, while I was colouring, I got a nice email from my about from my boys' college. One of them from the chemistry department. One of them was doing chemistry, saying how hard he'd been working, which is really nice. I thought he had been, but it's nice to have recognition from the teacher that he'd been working hard. So that was really nice. And he's feeling quite poorly today. So I messaged him because he was in the library this morning studying. He didn't have any classes until this afternoon. So I sent him a message to ask him if he'd seen this email. He's like, no, what was it? So I sent it to him and he was happy. That was good. I said, I'm proud of you. Oh, Mum, embarrassing. But, yeah, it was nice. Hopefully it perked him up for the day. I am just doing exactly the same as I did for the other flower. I'm not being very good at talking you through it, sorry. So this is the next bluest green. It's a really good description, isn't it? If you don't have this brand of pastel pencils, you don't have to use these, of course. If you have any, use those. If you don't have pastel pencils, then you may have pastel shades within some of the sets that you've got. I know Prismas are quite good, and there's quite a few in the Derwent Lightfast as well, of the sort of paler shades. But you can just use any old greens. You don't have to use the pastel greens. You can just use whatever you fancy. You don't have to copy my colour scheme at all. It's completely up to you. I know it can be helpful to have someone sort of give you some clues as to where to go. It helps confidence building, I think. Because I know when I first started out, I wasn't sure if colouring was the right thing to do for me. if I'd be any good, things like that. And I started to realise that actually it didn't matter if I wasn't any good. Who was judging? Only me. I don't have to show it to anybody. I shouldn't worry about that. And I could also see my improvement quite quickly, because as soon as I got into colouring, I'm just going to have to wipe my nose, I'm sorry. As soon as I got into colouring, I got into Johanna Basford was the first one. And I started looking at her colouring gallery on her website and saw what other people were colouring. And although that can be a bit daunting, I have to admit, I'm going to go in a little bit darker with this, a little bit harder, because it's still looking a bit too blue. I could have a look at, I started to quite quickly look at pictures and think about what it was about them that I liked, and therefore what I could take away from that picture that I could put into my own to make mine look more pleasing. So rather than being intimidated by the amazing artwork, I wanted to have a more positive approach. I'm going back in at the bottom with my bluey one. Don't want to do too much though, because it looks quite bluey already, but I just feel like it needs, gone over that, more intensity of colour. And it, you know, some days it doesn't work. You just look at something and think, that's amazing, I'm not good enough, you know. But I try. I'm a positive person. I have been a positive person for a long time. When I was in my first job, I had a bit of an episode where I was really stressed. I was finding it really difficult for various reasons. And my dad introduced me to a positive thinking book that he had been told about by someone he worked with, which really helped him. And I read the book and I did the practices in the book, the exercises, and it was amazing. And part of the book was on positive language and what a difference it makes to your life, and it really, really does. So I never use negative language about myself, my family, things that I'm doing. As far as I can help, try to be more positive. If someone asks me how I am, I will never say not bad. I will never say ugh, awful, terrible. You know, I will always be positive, even if I'm feeling down. I won't try and, it's not about pretending you're well when you're not. I'm going back in with the lighter colour. I'm going to go all over it. It's about seeing the positive side. So even if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, which I am today, to be honest, I'm still feeling well enough to work, to make videos, to, you know, so that's great. I just feel a bit cold and hot and a bit, you know, a bit nauseous, and so I just not 100%. So, but to say, you know, I'm pretty good, that's much more positive, do you see? So that's the sort of thing. And it also, there was stress reduction techniques in the book, and how to do affirmations and sort of planning your future type thing. It's very useful, something I'd not done before. Now I'm going to just sit back and have a look at this. I think we're almost there. I'm going to go in with my mid-green and just do a little bit more, up to about halfway up the leaf. I'm just fiddling now, really. I don't know if it's making a big difference. Can you see these little bits of pencil? These are quite soft pencils. They do need sharpening often, but that means they blend together really nicely. They're lovely and smooth on the page. So there are advantages and disadvantages to soft pencils. But anyway, going back to colouring context with my attitude. So I try really, really hard not to let myself be intimidated or feel down. You know, we're all learning all the time. There we go. And we're all improving all the time with practice. So, you know, we just got to keep going, keep practicing. Let's zoom out so you can see. And we would all get better. And the only problem with that is everyone else is getting better too. So those people that are so fabulous, if they keep practicing, they're always going to be one step ahead of you. So you mustn't beat yourself up. You must just keep going at your own pace and have fun and enjoy yourself. That's the whole point of it. In the end, remember, is enjoyment and relaxation. Okay, I'm definitely going to come back and do another video, I have decided, while waffling on, and tackle some of these other flowers with these nice pastel shades, and we'll see what we can do with them. So that's that one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that was okay. I hope you're going to have a go, and happy colouring.